Happy Day Guam. I'm Adriana Cotero. You are watching The Greater GU'd, and today I am joined with two members with the Toys for Tots, dealing with the Marines, of course, and we have Staff Sergeant John Ewald, correct? And you are the Assistant Coordinator for the program on Guam and CNMI.
Yes.
And then we also have Uriah Perez, and you are the Community Liaison Officer for the Marine Corps Activity Guam.
Correct.
So thank you both for joining me, and we are talking about Toys for Tots, which I know a lot of people know what Toys for Tots are. Even myself, before coming to Guam, I've known because it's been around for so long. It's global. Maybe you can tell us a little bit more about when it started nationwide.
Sure. So it was started in 1947 by Reservist Major Bill Hendricks. His wife, actually, she made some handmade dolls and told him to go out and find a children's charity to give it to. So he went out, couldn't find anything, came back and told her, so she said, make one. So he got his reserve unit to raise about 5,000 toys that first year in the Los Angeles area.
Okay.
And
5,000 just starting out. That's a lot to start, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And so once the commandant saw how successful it was, he ordered all Marine Reserve units to implement the program. So it got officially started in 1948, Marine Corps wide.
Okay.
Yeah, so it serves over 800 communities, District of Columbia, Guam, CNMI, Puerto Rico, Virgin Islands. So 50 states and a bunch of the districts.
And when did it come here on Guam?
So it's been officially here for 10 years. We've partnered with the Chamber of Commerce. So this is our 10th year. Every year has been a record year for us on Guam. So it being the 10th and my first year as the assistant coordinator, I want it to be the big.
You're trying to break some records.
I want to break records.
Okay, you got to break some records. So what are some of these? What is the record to break?
Well, last year we raised over 10,000 toys between Guam and the CNMI. So over 8,000 toys here, and over 2,000 toys on Saipan.
So 10 years on Saipan as well.
No, Saipan, it's been, I believe,
it's been 3 years. I believe that the program's been around for a little longer in some fashion, but 3 years officially with Marine Corps Activity Guam, and we've partnered out there with the Saipan Young Professionals.
We were just talking about that.
Correct, and the chamber, Saipan Chamber there, and then this year we actually got some more support from the Lady Diane Foundation.
Okay.
So she's also wanted to partner and volunteer as well.
It's still growing within the Marianas.
Oh, it's huge, and every year, like he said, has been a big year, not just in terms of the toys that we raise, but in terms of the partnerships that we have within the community. So it's been a pleasure to be a part of.
Yeah, a lot more businesses every year have been participating. So last year I think there was 81, a little over 80 Dropbox locations, businesses participating. This year we have about 116 at this point, and we still have more businesses signing up.
Wow. I know we have a Dropbox here.
Yes.
But so you said this is your first year involved, and then what about you?
I'm not usually involved in the Guam campaign, but this is my third year helping out coordinating the CNMI. So.
Okay, within the CNMI. So
Correct.
what made you personally want to start, joining them in the effort?
Well, I mean, it's a great program. It's really, all the toys that we raise here, they stay local. And, what I keep telling people is when I see my son open up gifts on Christmas, get to see the joy that they have. I think all children deserve to have that feeling. The joy of
and
Christmas.
Adults too, right?
Well, especially parents, just being able to, especially if it's hard to provide because it's not always easy.
Yeah.
But, just to be able to see your kid light up on Christmas, getting a toy that they want, that's a great feeling. And it's really cool to be a part of an organization that promotes that and does it. But, even though we do run it, it's, it depends on the community and their involvement and, what they give.
Right. I'm only kidding about the adults, I promise, kids. But no, I think, it's almost, rather than receiving, it's better to give, right? You almost get more joy out of that. And especially when you see kids, like you mentioned, your own son open up gifts.
Right. And some of the community partners that we work with, it's not about it's not them giving a toy necessarily directly to the child. It's about having the parents come in and pick a toy for their child so that they can take it back home and wrap it. So it provides, some sense of joy to both the child and the parent.
Okay, so tell me that process. So the parents come in and they get to pick the toy.
Depending on who the partner is. If it's Salvation Army as an example, they can bring the parents in and have the parents select a toy for their child. And then there are some charities that give the toys directly to the children or allow the children to pick the toy.
Pick the toys.
Yeah, so
So what toys are accepted, which are not? I know you guys have a list, and then they have to be unwrapped, right?
correct.
Yeah, so
Okay.
new unwrapped toys, no clothes, no weapon related, well, I mean, they
Course.
can be like super soakers, stuff like that, but if they look realistic, we're not going to take
Like a
those.
Nerf gun's okay.
Nerf gun's fine.
Okay.
Right.
Super soakers
I know
are fine.
those.
But like the realistic looking ones with just an orange tip, those we're not going to distribute.
And unwrapped because we want to be able to confirm that it is in fact a toy that we can give.
So are there any certain toys that you guys get? You see that you get a majority of people giving. Is it like game boards or even stuffed animals or anything along those?
Yeah, it's kind of all over the place, but so we serve kids up from 0 up to 17, so some of the older kids, I mean, it's still somewhat early in the season, but usually the older kids, it's harder to find toys that they like, for 16, 17-year-old boys and girls.
I was always told, I remember someone telling me that sport, like basketballs, baseballs, or just outdoor activities like frisbees, things along those lines were always like some of the best gifts to give.
Yeah.
Correct. And that part of the population and that part of the community is really, really hard to buy for, because as you get older, the toys become more advanced and by virtue actually more expensive. So it becomes a little bit more difficult to find a toy and then to be able to afford to purchase the toy and then donate it. So we are always looking for toys in that age range. So yeah.
So how do you feel, having, being part of the Marines and then the Marines being part of something like this?
It's great. I mean, I think not a lot of people really know what Marines do. They, when they think of Marines, they usually, I think, just think of combat. But a lot of times we are first responders. That's what we're the 911 force. But that's been, I mean, in my experience, I've gone on humanitarian relief to the Philippines after they got hit by a hurricane. I think that was back in 2012. And I mean, Marines, they're, we're stewards of wherever we live. So a lot of Marines, we don't have a lot of Marines here on island, but we do, beach cleanups maybe once a month, once every other month.
I think I covered one of those
Yeah,
actually
I
since I've been
remember.
here.
That's where I remember
Yeah,
it from.
and then I
Okay.
had met, I forget, there was someone else that I had met there that told me that he's really involved with Toys for Tots.
Lieutenant Lazaroff, probably.
Yes, most
Yeah, he's
likely.
our,
Yes.
he's our
Most
coordinator.
likely. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Right. So yeah, he had mentioned. He said he was like, even before Toys for Tots were even beginning, he was like, "Oh, you have to make sure you get on this." Like he was definitely a big advocate for it.
Oh,
so
yeah.
just to see someone want to be so involved in.
Yeah,
it's
I think
great.
anybody who gets involved in the program gets really hyped about it because it is a fun program, and it's just it's not like normal work. You're working, but it goes out to the community and you see the results of it. So.
And for you?
Right. I think I've always wanted to be in my position here. I've always wanted to find ways to give back to the community. And find ways not just to give back, but to involve the Marines. And so these are one of the programs that we take part in that allows us to do that, to have Marines, to show a different face for the Marine Corps. And I think that's important. I think
definitely.
yeah. So where we can, I think it's important to give back to the places where we live, work, and train.
So you're with the Marine Corps Activity Guam. So you guys have
Correct.
a lot of different programs and activities you participate in, correct?
We have several. As the Marine Corps grows in Guam, I believe that the outreach and the community partnerships will grow. So at this point, we're really small, and so we try to really focus on the projects, the few projects that we do take part in currently, and have Marines such as Staff Sergeant Ewald here take the helm and really represent the Marine Corps.
What are some of the other projects? Taking the helm? Here we go.
Well, pretty much. So, I mean, Marine Corps Activity Guam, we have very few Marines. Everybody's really busy and running around a lot. So, but like I said, we try and do the beach cleanups, and every month we put out a newsletter kind of internally with volunteer opportunities, and then the Marines, they just go out and do their own thing, pretty much.
And so whenever I went to that beach cleanup, I saw that a lot of family members, you guys brought a lot of your family members out, and then even there
I
were
brought my
kids.
son, yeah. My son
And
was
there
out
was
there.
everyone. And so even being able to open that up to your families to all participate in such a great effort, I don't know, I thought that was amazing. And then you guys had your little barbecue afterwards. I was like,
Yeah.
man, I don't want to leave.
Well, yeah, we tried to push out via social media too. We try and invite, the public out to these events too, so they can meet us and talk to us and kind of get to know us on a different
See,
level.
and in those beach cleanups, we partner with the mayor there, and we invite he and his staff to come out and join us and be a part of the entire thing. So, that's one of the partnerships that we as Marine Corps Activity Guam, or I myself as the community liaison officer, try to take advantage of or be able to reach out to the municipality.
Right. So, in addition to the beach cleanups, you guys do Toys for Tots, but you would say Toys for Tots is probably the larger initiative that you take on.
Toys for Tots, and then we are very busy during the Liberation too.
Oh.
So we go to a lot of the memorials and a lot of because of the history, and we're really involved with a lot of the events that go on across the island during that time frame as well.
Okay, so with Toys for Tots, what are some of the deadlines we need to keep in mind? Because I know that there's a certain date, right, that people can no longer give gifts.
Yeah.
Or
So
drop off?
December 5th is the end of the high school challenge. So the high school challenge, we have 12 high schools this year participating, and there's such a huge part of it because last year, out of the 8,000 toys that we raised on Guam, they raised over 2,000 of those toys.
The high schoolers.
The high schoolers. So they participate. This is through the Guam Chamber of Commerce, and they give cash prizes to the schools that win the contest.
Wow.
So that ends on December 5th. So we'll be sending Marines out to count through their toys with a member of their student body, and we'll be collecting and sorting those at that time. But the rest of the boxes across island is going to be December 15th.
Okay.
We'll be doing pickups before that, just because trying to pick up everything on that day at 115 locations gets really hectic, and then trying to sort it and make sure.
So if the boxes already start filling up, do you guys have to go grab them now, or?
Yeah, so most of the places have my business card. So once the box fills up, they shoot me an email, or they reach out on our Facebook page, Marine Corps Activity Guam. They shoot us a message on that their box is full. I'll send some Marines out.
So are there some locations that at the top of your head? I know you guys have a lot, but that you could just tell people in case they want to drop off a gift.
Oh, I don't know about highlighting an individual business, but at the top of our Facebook page, Marine Corps Activity Guam, we have a pin that has a list of all the businesses that currently have boxes. We'll be adding another one today because we just put another box out. But every day we try and update
still putting out boxes.
Yeah, businesses they keep hearing about it, or they've wanted to get involved with a charity. The one today been wanting to get involved with a charity for a while. And he's prior service military and really likes the Toys for Tots program, so they reached out to us. So we delivered that in between toy buys that we were doing.
But we've got something exciting this year as a part of the program, and Staff Sergeant Ewald
something new.
Yeah,
something very new. And
so this year, in large part because of Lieutenant Lazaroff reaching out to the Toys for Tots Foundation, we were able to receive money for supplemental toys. So the last couple days, today and tomorrow, we've been going around trying to spend $8,000 on supplemental toys that will stay local here in Guam. So
wow.
Been visiting toy stores, sporting goods stores, and trying to spend some money here and help out the local economy, but also make sure we can get as much toys out to the kids of Guam.
And then next week, Monday and Tuesday, with the Saipan Young Professionals and potentially the First Lady Diane Foundation, we'll be making toy buys in Saipan next Monday and Tuesday.
Okay.
Yeah. So we're really excited, and this provides us an opportunity to be able to sort of meet the need that is not being fulfilled, or that age range. It's really tough to purchase toys for. So we're really excited for that, because this is the first year we've ever done it.
It's a lot of fun not being in the office and just being out buying toys. It is a blast.
Can we go do some coverage on that right after this?
I mean, after this, we're going to go look
I'm
for
a good
some more
shopper,
toys.
I swear.
Yeah, absolutely. We love for people to come out. If you see us out, say hi, and we'll be going out doing some more toy buys after this, and then tomorrow morning as well.
Wow. So much growth still, and I mean, you say it's 10 years, but I'm so excited to see where you guys might be even 10 years from now here.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, even after this being my first year doing it, I know next year different steps I can take to even make it bigger. So
break some more records.
Yeah, hopefully.
Every year. Yeah.
Okay, so we have a box here. Let's check out some toys if we can. That way people can see. If you can grab them, that way people know what kind to give.
Oh, that was one other thing. No, no food. So sometimes we get like food
Okay.
stuff, and we can't get that. But
All right. So these are typically unwrapped, like
Yep.
we said, right? So
Mhm.
we just give toys and then.
Oh, that's cool.
Oh, this is something I would have loved as a kid. I'm
Yeah.
not gonna lie. Fashion makeover here.
And then we've got a basketball.
Frozen.
See, like I was saying, I remember someone told me they were saying that just sometimes outdoor activities, the basketballs,
Correct.
baseballs, and then
Yep.
it makes people, go out together.
Yeah, absolutely.
Or games, or puzzles,
Yeah.
or, it,
So you tell me some of the where do you drop? I don't think we listed the places you dropped them off. You said Salvation Army. I know that we were talking beforehand, and we even said that you guys do it at credo and Saipan, which I'm familiar with.
Yeah, so I mean, our two main partners on Guam are Salvation Army and the Catholic Social Services. But even after the 15th, sometimes boxes will still get toys dropped off in them. So we do make sure that those toys get out to the local community. So we'll donate any extra ones, even maybe stuff that we can't distribute through Toys for Tots. We'll make sure it gets out to other programs that can distribute that.
Is there a number you're trying to reach with as far as toys this year?
no less
Not-
than 10,000.
Yeah, more than 10,000. But I mean, honestly, just as much as we can do, because all it does, it just serves more children, who need it during Christmas. It'll make next year harder to break again, but I
Well-
think we're up for that.
I think the most important thing is to meet the need.
Yeah.
The number is almost irrelevant
Yeah.
to the need.
Of course.
So if Salvation Army, as an example, has 10,000 kids under their list of underserved, then we want to meet at least that need. And it'd be great to be able to provide to more people, but the need is what I believe is most
So,
important.
Is there any feedback you've heard from any parents that do come and pick up these gifts for their children?
In the past, we haven't been a part of the distribution. Our part of the distribution is to get the toys from
The community.
from the community to a safe spot, and then deliver them to Salvation Army, and then to the Catholic Social Services, and let them handle the distribution. This year may be a little different, but no. The short answer is no. We have not been a part or
Feedback.
received.
Especially, I mean, this being my first year really involved with it, I hadn't heard anything before.
Yeah.
I do know last year we were able to serve about 3,400 children on Guam. So
Wow.
if we can do better than that, I'll be happy.
That's
with this year.
amazing.
Yeah.
Do you imagine just all those kids opening up these presents and knowing that you were able to make that difference?
Yeah, that's why it's such a rewarding program to be a part of.
Yeah, I mean, even if we don't see, the smiles on their faces, we know that it's going to a good cause. We know that it's going to reach the children that they need to reach, and the parents that would love to not have to think about one less
Right.
thing to think about during the holiday season. And so, yeah, it's worth it, even if we don't get to see the faces
No, exactly.
or get the thanks. So.
Definitely.
Yep.
Okay, well, is there any, or do you want to tell people how they can, if they do want to become a business and have a box, where they can reach you?
Yeah, sure. So if you want
You can
a
drop
drop
off
box
toys.
at your local business, you can reach out to us on our Facebook page, Marine Corps Activity Guam. Just send us a direct message, and we'll get right back to you and make sure we get that out to you within a day or two. And especially if you are looking to get a toy for your child for Christmas, reach out to Salvation Army and Catholic Social Services. They'll be able to link you up with all the information that you need to be able to get some toys for your kids.
And what about in Saipan? Is it the same process?
Well, they can reach out to the Chamber of Commerce there in Saipan, or the Saipan Young Professionals, or the First Lady Diane Torres Foundation. So, yeah, there are a number of places. The Chamber is a good place to start. Yeah.
Yep. I remember where that is right now. I was
I'm
in
sure
that
you do.
building where I was working.
Yeah.
I do remember. All right. Well, thank you both for joining me and talking about this amazing initiative that, you both participate in, and the Marines do too. It's wonderful what you do, bringing
Thank you
it
so
here.
much for having
Yeah,
us. and
thanks
for
letting
having
talk
us.
about it.
Yeah. Thank you all for watching. I'm Adriana Katera for the Greater Good.